Happy Friday, Sooner Nation. Back at you with Double Trouble on this Friday night. And before we get started, guys, you see the logo, FanStop. I got the shirt on from FanStop, the first shirt they sent me, and it is legit. If you're an OU fan or if you're a fan of other schools, but particularly OU, sign up for the FanStop. You see the website across the bottom, thefanstop.com, and use our code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. It's well worth it. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Well worth it. Don't even have to leave your house and you get shirts in the mail. It's great. Once a month. So be a part of that. Jeremy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I think we need to start with howdy, everyone. And then Chester is going to get right into it about making one thing clear, that Canick plays Mike and Lewis plays Will. That was the case. However, Stutzman moved over, which allowed them to do some different things. So whether or not that happens, obviously they have an offseason. They have a new DC. We'll see what changes they make on that end, I think. I mean, they can definitely move some things around. What's up, Craig? ATL
What's up, Craig? Hey, Thunder OU. Yeah, I agree. They're never going to do it. Did you see what TCU's doing tomorrow? They're giving away all these horns down shirts for like five. I don't know how many students, but
good.
It's going to be interesting to see how they react tomorrow down there at TCU. Good. It's great.
Oklahoma City Thunder dominated today. Yeah,
Stutzman
was the one that rotated to Will and Mike. And hey, something we're going to do here tonight, guys, is look. I know I don't know if there's ever too early a time to talk future playoff and the 12-team playoff. It's the first year of it next year. We're going to kind of drop some way too early predictions for the 12-team playoff. Way too early.
Way too early. But we're going to do it.
We want to hear your thoughts on that as well, Jay. And the viewers' thoughts.
Correct. What did you think today about the SEC and Big Ten coming out saying they're going to join up and try to get some things rolling? What do you think? What's your thoughts about that whole deal?
Good. Thank you.
Is this
NCAA is not going to move?
Is this the first Big Ten and SEC moving away from the other conferences?
I think it is. That's what's going to happen in the long run anyway. Sooner fan already has a prediction here. Sooner fan says Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon, Ohio State, Florida State, Utah, Texas, Missouri, Clemson, LSU. Now, Sooner fan doesn't have the group of 5, but hey, that's 6 SEC schools if I counted right.
I have a very similar total here.
I have 5 SEC.
I have 5 as well. I do not have 2 ACC. I got 1, and I got Clemson. Okay, the other one I have Notre Dame.
Okay, I'm going to go on a rant here in a second. Then, Tanya, I'm not going to go on a rant about anything you do, because every single night it is unbelievable. I'm serious. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for being on here. I know you're excited about this week because the start of softball season is here. And hey, everybody that's on here, I want you to put your ears up here and listen. The Sooner Surge is dropping several videos. I'm talking 10 to 14 videos before the first softball game, talking about preseason awards, preview of the Portrait Vallarta Classic. You don't have to go anywhere else for content. Subscribe to the Sooner Surge Unlimited. Be a part of it. We have a softball Discord where we'll talk during the games. It's $4.99 a month. Hop on. Do it.
Thank you, Tanya. And Hunter, you need to stop right now what you're saying. And Jeremy, you can go on a rant all you want. You're going to be wrong on this one, okay?
Hunter, no one's saying they're counting them as a group 5.
It doesn't matter. If they're going to be in the top 12, they're going to be in, dude. Wake up.
Yeah, and if you looked at ESPN, several had Notre Dame.
Jeremy, if they go 9-3, they're going to make it. It's
absolutely not. Absolutely not, Jason. There's the only way they get, I think, is 11-1.
You're ridiculous.
I'm not ridiculous.
Their quarterback, is it not Riley Leonard?
It is.
Okay, he's pretty good.
Jason,
Hunter, did you forget him? Did you forget about Riley Leonard?
Jay, they are.
Yeah. Thank you, Hunter.
Jason.
I thought so.
There's no way with 3 losses Notre Dame's in the playoff.
I think they'd be on the verge, and I'm going to say I
Not
think
with 3
Notre
losses,
Dame's,
they're not.
listen, I think Notre Dame's going 10-2.
Hey, first off, I'm done. Get your butt in a conference. Stop. If you want to be the independent you are, go be independent. You're in your own bowl thing. You're not a part of the playoff. Sorry.
Oh, so if they go 10-2, they're not in the playoff.
They're independent. Get them out of there.
If they go 10-2, they're not in?
No. 11-1 is the only way they should get in.
Jeremy, that's ridiculous.
Their schedule's a joke. They're not even in the conference, Jay.
Listen to me. I don't like Notre Dame at all. But I'm telling you, the TV, everybody will put them in at 10-2. Promise you.
They play whoever they want when they want.
Jeremy, 10-2, they're going to be in. So like it or lump it. If they go,
no, they're not. They don't even win a championship conference.
It doesn't matter.
The only reason Jay says that is because he likes Rudy so much.
No, it's not. I'm just saying 10-2, they're going to get in. It's Notre Dame, dude.
They're not.
It's Notre Dame.
Jay, who would their 2 losses be to?
I'd have to pull up their whole schedule. I don't have it in front of me, but
at USC's the last game of the year. They do play Florida State at home.
Yeah,
they do play Louisville.
I believe. Do they not play Michigan? I thought they played Michigan.
Nope.
They don't?
That's a great line from Rudy. I absolutely love the movie Rudy. Mez, I do know it's fake.
Maybe that's where the trivia should come from tonight.
It was embellished. It was embellished. I'll get a Rudy a trivia question. But, hey, Jen, we're arguing about Notre Dame, the fact that Jay thinks they're going to be in the playoff at 10-2. There's no chance.
There is a chance. Trap House, thank you. Voice of Reason steps in over here in Trap House. Appreciate you joining us tonight, Trap House. And he's
You're
dead
absolutely
on.
ridiculous.
How
Jay.
do you keep a 10-2 Notre Dame out? Over, Jeremy, they're going to make it 10-2.
I can't hit Chad's super. Maybe Hunter can. Can you hit it, Hunter? Yeah, Chad. Thanks for the super. And the question is, will the Pac-10 stay with 2 teams? How will that work? The Pac-10's out. They're not in the playoff.
Pac-10's
Bye. See ya. But Jay, let me tell mine. And Chad, thanks so much.
Weak schedule, but 11th seed. I agree, Purple.
No chance.
They are.
They're not.
Whatever. Say whatever you want to say.
Sooner fan says tons of YouTube commercials.
Really?
That's not on our end. We have no control over it.
We need to fix that somehow. I don't know how.
I don't know how to fix it, but
I don't know if we can.
We don't want you guys unhappy, I promise you.
Yeah.
Joe Montana said it was blown out of proportion. I agree. Let me drop mine in there, Jay. Here's my 12. This may be surprising. You ready for it? Hunter, maybe you can type these in the chat and create a chat for me. This is Jeremy's top 12. This is Jeremy's first ever 2024-25 playoff. Here it is. You ready? OU, Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss.
You don't have this written down anywhere? You're just going.
I had 5. I can't remember how I just put. I had 5 SEC. Just a second. I have 3 Big Ten. Okay, I have Ohio State. I have
Oregon.
I have Oregon. No, actually, I don't have Oregon, Jay. I had Ohio State, Michigan, and I'm going to surprise some here. USC.
You're lying. You're ridiculous.
I am lying. Did you like that, Jay? I have two ACC. I think Florida State.
Jeremy, here's what we're going to do. When you
Florida
get your
State
12,
and Clemson both get in. Just a second.
When you get your 12 figured out, then you can tell us. Because right now you don't know.
The Big 12 team that will happen next year is Utah. Okay? And the group of 5 school, mark it down right now. February 2nd, 2024, I'm calling it. It's the Roadrunners. UTSA. They're going to have 1 loss on the year against Texas. They're going to run the table. They play their home games at the Alamo Dome. UTSA is the group of 5.
Bobby's got Tulane, Michigan, Oregon, Bama, Ole Miss, Texas, Notre Dame, OU, Miami. Oh, interesting. Ohio State, Kansas State, Georgia. Jeremy, we still don't know yours because you didn't even complete your Big Ten. I don't even know what you said, but and I know you're not putting it. The fact that you're not putting Oregon in clearly because of Dylan Gabriel is kind of ridiculous.
No, I do have Oregon. I don't have USC. I have Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon.
Let me tell you mine.
So there's mine. I got mine.
Let me tell you mine right here. Utah, Oregon, Ohio State, and then I had a toss up. I'm going to go Michigan or Penn State, one of the two. Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, OU, Missouri, Notre Dame, Clemson, and a non-power 5 school. Don't know that one yet.
I picked a group of 5.
I'll go Liberty. I'll go Liberty then.
USC's quarterback looked nice, and maybe they'll be better without Caleb Williams. But the gauntlet that they're going to play and the defenses that they're going to come across, it's going to be too hard, I think.
Write it down and post it behind you.
Someone just liked with Jay.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
hey,
maybe Hunter can put it in the chat. But I can. Yeah.
405 boy. Too much change at Arizona, in my opinion. And the other thing is, Tulane, as Trap House says, Tulane, they've got to take a step back.
They'll take a step back. And here's what I'll say. Liberty, all their coaches are back. Their quarterback, I can't remember if he transferred out. He might have. But they're going to be good. And here's the thing. You look at the Big 12. I think probably 90% of the people on here and probably all over the area would say it's going to be between 2 schools, and that's Utah and K-State. Would you not?
Yeah, K-State's the other one. And
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if it's not one of those 2 teams. I really would.
If the Big Ten only gets 3, the SEC can get 6. But I don't think that happens. I think the ACC is going to get 2.
You think they would take 6 teams out of the SEC and not take Notre Dame at 10-2? Dude, you're. This is a Notre Dame bias, is what this is. It has nothing to do.
It has nothing to do with that, Jason.
It's your hate. It's your hate. I hate Notre Dame too, but your hate is getting in the way of your opinions, and that happens a lot.
Listen, for a second.
Listen, that happens a lot with you. You let your heart get into it instead of thinking clearly. And right now,
has nothing to do with heart.
You're not thinking clearly.
Can I explain? We went through the SEC schedule. We had 6 teams, 9-3 or better. A 9-3 SEC goes over a 10-2 Notre Dame.
Not necessarily.
Every last one of them.
Not necessarily.
Necessarily, yes.
No. Hey.
You want in the playoff? Join a conference.
Hey, Dalpos, how does Dion do this year? Average. They're not going to be that good.
6 and 6. Mez agrees with me, Jay. Mez, 2 lost Notre Dame ain't it. 11-1 or bust, period.
Jeremy, that's fine.
Jeremy,
somebody dropped Notre Dame's schedule right now. I'm going to look it up.
I already looked it up. At USC, lost. Florida State, they play. Louisville, they play.
Who else?
They'll lose 2 games.
So then they'll be in the playoff. But, I mean.
They're not in with 2 losses, Jason.
Oh, okay, man. Okay. 7-5 is probably about right for Colorado.
And that's a bad year for Dion.
I don't think they get to 7-5. I think it's more like 6. They play at A&M.
The first game of the year. That's right. First game of the year, A&M.
So at A&M, Florida State, USC, Louisville, if they only have 2 losses, they're going to be in, dude.
They have no schedule.
You know what cracks me up is you're blaming them for not being in the conference. They play tougher schedules than a lot of these other teams.
So not in the SEC.
Not SEC, but come on.
Jason, a 9-3 SEC school, should they be in over 10-2 Notre Dame?
It depends.
The schedule's not even close.
Jeremy, some of the SEC schedules aren't as great. Look at them. Me and you have already looked at them, okay? Listen, Steven, do we beat LSU and LSU on senior night? Might be a game that decides who goes. Listen, I'll say this, Steven.
That's a great point.
And not only that game. To me, there's 3 swing games on the playoff. It's OU at Ole Miss. It's OU at Missouri. And it's OU at LSU. And maybe the Bama game at home. Those 4 games are so critical because all those teams are going to be fighting for a spot, I think.
Agreed. But, man, Death Valley, last game of the year, is going to be a very, very tough game.
I do think a 9-3 Texas would get in, yes.
Would a 9-3 Ole Miss get in, Jay?
Their schedule's not that great.
A 9-3 Ole Miss goes over Texas. Goes over Notre Dame.
Jeremy? 9-3. That gives him 3 losses. They have one of the easiest schedules in the SEC, don't they?
And it's still harder than Notre Dame's.
Okay.
I don't get there. I'm sorry. This is my opinion on the whole thing. If you allow Notre Dame in the playoff at 10-2, what you're doing is, what you're saying is, hey, Notre Dame, you can do whatever the heck you want to do, okay? We will still bow down to you. I don't do that.
There's ways to fix that in college football.
Join a conference.
No. If you're A&M, if you're Florida State, don't schedule them.
Absolutely.
Don't let them go play all the other weak teams. Don't schedule them. It's money, dude. It's all money, Jeremy.
No, Hunter's saying money because of why they're scheduling it.
That's what I'm saying.
And the other thing is, Notre Dame shouldn't be in a conference in basketball then.
Okay, Grey God. Thanks for joining us, Grey God. Appreciate you. Hey, always comment and love it. Don't let Notre Dame in unless they join a conference. Listen, I think y'all are taking this the wrong way. I am not saying I'm rooting for Notre Dame or I want Notre Dame to get in or they should be in. I'm saying they will be in at 10-2. That's what I'm saying.
You cannot say will.
You can't say won't then.
I'll say they shouldn't be, and I don't think they will be.
I'm not saying they should be. I'm saying they probably will be. ESPN, the media, the TV money, they're going to get in.
Oh, you've got a tough
big game tomorrow. Big game. Huge.
Honestly, it's a bad loss if you go to UCF and lose.
It's not a bad loss on the road in the Big 12. There isn't a bad loss in OSU.
I'm going to tell you why. This team is 12-8. They've lost 3 of their last 5. One of their only wins is West Virginia at home. This team is on the decline. They don't know how to play Big 12 basketball since that one upset of Kansas. You have to go down there and take this game early.
Here's what I'll say. Jay says, and by the way, Jay, Unlimited, Sooner Surge Unlimited member, as a lot of you are on here. Appreciate you, Jay, for doing that. If you're not, guys, Hunter's going to drop it. Join up. Be in our Discord. Chat with us throughout the day. It's fun. You don't want to miss it, so join up. But, Jay, let me comment about your comment here. Make or break game. Here's what I'll say. You win it. To me, if you win this game tomorrow, it's hard for me not to find a way you don't get to 9-9 in the conference. Because I looked at their schedule. They should at least be 9-9 if they can win tomorrow. So
tomorrow's massive. You guarantee
it gets to 500. It gets you 3 wins away from 20. Okay, I mean it really helps your seeding, maybe for the tournament. It's just a lot of things. If you can win this tomorrow,
absolutely it is.
Yeah, they did go beat Texas in Austin. That's the OU Texas game at home. It still baffles me. Texas is not playing good, and they went in there and just walked on OU in Lloyd Noble.
Jody, thanks for viewing tonight and being on. You agree with Jason, 10-2, Notre Dame's in.
Yep. Thanks, Jody. Appreciate it. Jody agrees.
Yep. Okay.
Sooner fan,
I don't
right.
want to spend the entire time talking about the Fighting Irish, but
McCollum has to have a good game. I agree.
But
so if you looked at SEC right now and you wanted to say, I know it's way, way, way too early, but who are the locks, in your opinion, for playoff? I think there's 2 definite locks.
Georgia's an absolute lock.
Georgia and Texas.
I'm not saying Texas is a lock.
It's hard for me to find 3 losses on there. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Their schedule's pretty cake, but I can't say that they're a lock yet. I will say Georgia is. 8 ranked Big 12 schools in basketball is unbelievable.
Hunter, they were not 10-2 last year, by the way. Yeah, 9-3. There you go.
Who?
They were 9-3 last year, ranked 14th, Notre Dame. So let's just okay.
What was OU ranked? 12 or 13?
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, let's talk about this for a minute. Evan McCure out of Bigsby. He's a PWO. He's a really good skilled offensive lineman. I mean,
he is.
You give him some time under Bill Bedenbaugh, he could help you in the future. He's not a guy that's going to come in there and really affect anything off the bat, but it gives you another PWO. And guys, when Brian Bedford was on, we've heard other people talk about the PWO program at Oklahoma is really expanding. They're expanding that big time, and this is a perfect example of this. Evan McClure could have went to other schools and got scholarship. He came to OU as a PWO, and that's huge. And yes, built by Bigsby, their strength and conditioning and weight program is top notch, second to none in the state of Oklahoma. Second to none.
All he's done for 4 years is win. So at least he's been around winning football.
And Purple is exactly right. It keeps him in state in your backyard and not going somewhere else. And I'm honestly kind of surprised he didn't end up at TU. I thought TU, I'm surprised because some of these guys that are going to OU could go to a school like that and play quite a bit and do really well. So this is a good get for Oklahoma. It really is.
Yeah, and I don't know why the last few days have been more. Someone was saying all I do is sit here and look at my phone and talk. So I don't push anything except comments every now and then.
Yeah, I wish we could figure it out, but I think it's a YouTube thing, man. So
the kid is on the smaller side. I mean, he's not massive. He's not near what the other guys on that line are, but I think he's going to be a good guy to have there.
Mess said it's one time. So I don't know how that works with everybody. Maybe it's different for everybody. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, maybe YouTube Premium's different. I don't know.
YouTube thing. So, it's going to rain all day tomorrow. I saw that. 98% chance of rain all day long.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah. Going to be
Groundhog did not see the shadow.
Sit inside. Yeah, you were wrong on that one, weren't you?
Absolutely was, Jay.
You were wrong.
I'm sorry. I got to say something. The fact how much they build that up and the stuff they do.
Oh, I'd kind of like to go once.
You are absolutely insane.
Oh, I'd like to go watch it one time.
It's too much of a dog and pony show for me.
Oh, I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Well, you would, Jay. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean I would?
If you think that's interesting. Now, the
like the movie Groundhog Day.
I absolutely love the movie.
Should you get school out for Groundhog Day?
No. It is insane how much people actually go to that.
You know what I think is funny is you're bashing me for wanting to go watch that in person, yet you can sit on your couch and watch Hallmark movies till you're blue in the face. I don't understand that.
Yep.
Weird.
Cool, Jay. I don't really care, but I want to know what Infidel thinks. Does Infidel think Notre Dame should be in the playoff next year as an independent? You're right, Sooner fan. Kids get out of school for everything. It's ridiculous. I don't watch eclipses either. Sorry. Don't do it. Do not do it. Hey, someone mentioned earlier about I just lost the name of the commitment.
McClure?
No. Someone was it was Clinton. Someone asked us a question earlier on here.
About which guy?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing it earlier.
Hey.
Someone will remember it.
Purple, man, you got to go if you're 2 hours away, dude. Got to go. Hey, what about Lincoln Cures and supposedly going to be in town?
That's what they say.
He's up to the number 3 tight end in the country.
It was C.J. Nixon.
C.J. Nixon.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Lincoln Cure is maybe the greatest name there is.
Well, maybe not.
C.J. Nixon is favoring OU. And hey, I'm going to say something right now that again, look, it's Friday night. The weekend's here, but I got to get fired up again. I can't stand it. And I've caught myself saying it, Jay, on videos. And I'm very disappointed in myself. I need it removed from my mouth and my vocabulary.
OU leads?
I hate it when they say heavy lean or leaning OU. Just stop.
Why?
I just don't like that terminology.
Yeah, and Mess, he did have a picture today with the horns down. He was getting ready to go to a basketball game. I saw that on Twitter. Crystal ball, is that what you're talking about?
That's another one.
Future cast. There's a lot of terms. Hey, I would like people's opinion.
I hate some of that on recruiting.
I would like people's opinion. Lincoln Cure or Nate Roberts? Who's better? Jeremy, who do you think?
I'll take both.
I think Lincoln Cure's got a better size. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. This Lincoln Cure guy looks pretty dang good to me. I would it's a tough question. I mean, you got
both.
You're not getting both, but okay. But
let me just say this: I think OU leans. I think heavy lean OU on both. That's so garbage.
Let me say this. About Nate Roberts. If Lincoln Cure were to just commit, what does that do?
Well, I think that's who you get.
Like if one of them commits, do you think the other one does not come?
I do. I think they only get one, but
is it going to be a race to see who commits first?
Maybe, possibly.
Everybody wants Roberts. Michael, Ohio State. I mean, I think everybody's after him.
Hunter says it depends on the scheme. Are they going to utilize a lot of 2 tight ends, which I would love to see personally. But
yeah, but I think, Jeremy, I think you are fooling yourself if you think 2 highly touted tight ends are going to go to one school. The days of that happening.
I agree with you, Jay.
But I do agree with the portal. It's over. If you're not playing, you're leaving.
I don't know if either one of those big-time tight ends will commit until they see this offense.
Maybe so. And listen, you play or you portal if you're a 5-star. Period.
Player portal, yep.
I mean, I think that's a good way to put it. You play or you portal. Yeah, Carl Weathers, man. Gosh, that was a heartbreaker. Really was.
Jay, what do you think on Michael? Iowa always has a couple big tight ends because they don't throw. They never have a big time receiver ever. Jay, what do you think of the heavy lean stuff?
I think maybe 5 years ago, heavy lean meant something. I don't think it means jack squat anymore.
Doesn't mean anything.
5 years ago, it meant something. And when a guy had a heavy lean, ever since Twitter and the social media world has blown up, I don't think it means as much because a lot of these guys do this. I'm not saying anybody particular, but a lot of guys, I mean, you go on a visit, you post all your pictures, blah, blah. I mean, it's just so much with the social media and everything involved. I don't think heavy lean means a whole lot. Now, there are some guys I think it means something to. And I think you've seen that. Guys like, even Jackson Arnold, he committed so early, but he stood his commitment. There are some guys that do it.
Ron, thanks for being on here as usual. Ron says on the ref, Brandon Drum said, Cure was one of the best recruits he's ever seen. And Drum has seen a lot of recruits. I'll give him that. He's seen a lot. So,
yeah, Emmanuel Choice. Do you think he'll be the last receiver taken? I kind of think he might be.
I absolutely.
I mean, obviously, they're not going to turn down Caleb Cunningham if they can get him.
But I think that's slim to none.
A lot of people think Mississippi State was him.
That's what a lot of people. That's where they're leaning. And that's the thing. That is the thing, Hub. They're wrong more than they're not. When you say that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
I get it. It's their jobs too.
And you never know what they're telling you if it's the truth or not. I mean, that's the thing.
Hunter will know this answer. Part of this has to do with the invite. Am I wrong on that, Jay?
Well, part of it has to, like, for instance, I heard this. For instance, Walter Rouse, the Senior Bowl, I think his name is Jim Nagy, the guy with the Senior Bowl. Yes. Basically, he had already accepted an invite, I think, the Shrine Bowl, and then the Senior Bowl lost out on some guys, so they went after Rouse, but he couldn't go because he had already. So it is weird. It is a weird deal with the Shrine Bowl and the Senior Bowl.
I like what Trap says about tight end as far as Nate. If it's scheme dependent in tight, Nate on the hash.
That's a good point.
Go up and win you a ball. I like that. Trap
hey,
some good analysis.
Hey.
Someone else. Let's put what Hunter says, Jay.
Senior
Bowl is the more well-known draft prep game with most scouts, coaches. Shrine Bowl also has NFL scouts, coaches. just not as big of an event, kind of a minor league Senior Bowl, I guess you could say.
And this is a good point that Mess put. Favoring means a top 2 or 3. That's a good point. Hey, going back to what Trap House said, great point. What Trap House said. If you're going off that, I think pairing somebody with Devon Mitchell, you'd rather have the monster in the tight scheme. Because I think Devon Mitchell is a guy that's going to run the hash and catch balls all day long, right?
Yes, and Mark, you're right. Lori's not here to remind everyone, but click the button, please. Hey,
please, it helps. You would be
Jay,
amazed how much a like button helps.
We actually brought this up on the Ivan Carry-On commitment video that we did. I think us here at the Surge think that there would be a possibility for him to play some tight end. Now, it depends. I don't know if they'll need him to.
I think it depends on a lot of things. It depends on injuries and all. I mean, if Caden Helms comes back and is ready to go, I think Caden Helms is a really good player. I just think he hasn't got a chance to do anything yet. So, yeah, I agree with this because the JUCO event, I thought about it myself when I was watching. I was like, are those scrimmage jerseys they're wearing for the game? It was not great looking. I'll say that.
And the Senior Bowl's losing. I don't even know if it's going to be called Senior Bowl in the future because you don't even have to be a senior. If you're entering the draft, you can go there.
Well, you can do it as a junior, yeah, if you're leaving. Yeah. So it's not like it used to be for sure.
Just change it to the Reese's Bowl. There you go. Hey, one thing you need to change if you haven't or you need to start doing right now is you need to go to thefanstop.com. Please go there, use code SURGE, get 10% off your first 3 months. And again, I'm going to say it every night because you need to do this by February 20th to ensure yourself of getting the March OU shirt for that month. Shirt of the Month Club. Sign up for that. Be on that subscription model, and you can wear these elite Sooner shirts, each one different every month around town. They're great.
It's also a great gift idea if you got kids or anybody in the family that you want to give them
awesome gift idea.
It's an amazing gift idea. So
all cotton or all blend, Jay. It's a very soft shirt. Jay can look at it in a second. Very soft shirt.
Correct.
Yeah, yes. Jason's shirt is from the fan shop. This is the welcome shirt. So once you sign up, you receive a welcome shirt, and then you'll get the next month. You'll start getting your month. Each month receiving a new shirt. So get on there, fanstop.com, and do it. It'd be great. 10% off. Use code SURGE. Don't forget to put code SURGE on there. And we got other things that are going to be coming through that as well. Significant other. There you go. Valentine's Day right around the corner. Hey, and Jay, they have Ole Miss.
Bradley. I know you're an Ole Miss fan. They do. It is one of the 50 schools they have. Ole Miss is one of them, so you can get Ole Miss once a month. You get an Ole Miss shirt. So, listen, they do have hoodies. You can sign up. I think it's a premium package where you get long sleeves and hoodies and different things.
A few different months.
Go to the website and check it out. Just make sure when you do it, use code SURGE for the discount, 10% off the first 3 months.
And Bradley, even if you order Ole Miss stuff, you use code SURGE, you still get the discount. It's not just for OU gear. Correct.
Hey. Bradley, is Ole Miss in the playoff? I think they will be.
2 hoodies, 3 long sleeve with premium package. Hey, I think Greg Sankey. Is anyone else just so happy to get out of the freaking Big 12 to where Greg Sankey's at?
You know, and I heard some people on sports radio today talking about this, and they said that if I'm the Big 12, I go with the ACC and do our own thing too. Why? You're going to look like a bunch of followers and little bitty little leaguers to do that.
Well, that's what it is, Jay.
They stepped up first. SEC and Big Ten did. They are running college football. Let's face facts. We just talked about our playoff predictions. Did everybody on here have probably 8 to 9 teams from the SEC and Big Ten in there?
8 to 9 will be there.
And that's right. And
Infidel's right too.
They are. And
that's where it's going.
Do you think they expand anymore?
What do you mean expand?
Do you think they take any more teams in those conferences? Any of the Big 12 teams join up eventually?
It's going to be 2 conferences eventually.
I know, but okay, Hunter says the Big 12 wants to join that. That's interesting.
Eventually, there's going to be two power conferences.
Let's see. This is Purple's SEC rankings. I like it. He's got Georgia, OU 2.
Oh, wow.
Texas, Ole Miss. But I want to be third ranked and get guaranteed bye with conference championship. That'd be great.
The Bomb has joined us.
The Bomb
Great
is
show,
the Bomb.
Guys, the SEC will take teams. And look, Bomb, I agree because I think it's going to be two conferences.
So that's what I'm asking. Would they take big? You like OSU going to get in the SEC?
I don't. OSU wouldn't.
Well, who would out of the Big 12?
Wow, I don't even know, Jay. Are we going to go geographically?
I don't know. Chuck, what are you referring to? Oh, I think he's referring to me saying the Big 12. Hey, Chuck, I wouldn't have a problem with it if the Big 12 said they wanted to join up with the SEC and Big 10. What I meant was the guy on the sports radio was saying they should go get the ACC and do it because the SEC and Big 10 did it. It's the reasoning why. They weren't on the forefront of it. They're reacting. They're not proactive. They're being reactive. And it's like, let's do it too. That's
well, yeah, OSU's trash. They're not going to bring it in. But Jay, will the SEC ever get rid of like a Vanderbilt? I don't think they will because of academics. I think they're very strong there, but they're not providing much in way of sports anywhere. Vanderbilt is not.
To me, the obvious is Clemson and Florida State.
Yes.
Those are obvious join-ins to SEC eventually.
Yes.
Now, Big Ten could take teams like Iowa State.
Big Ten would have to go get Iowa State, Kansas State, but you're right on the SEC. Clemson and Florida State. You have to.
But you know what? Greg Sankey at this point has
Louisville fits it too.
I think, trade him. I don't think they're going to be any trading. I think Greg Sankey said right now he's happy where it's at and he's not expanding anytime soon. So
you're right, Jimmy. Vanderbilt baseball is pretty good. Yes.
Man, we need to try to get Greg on here. That'd be amazing.
We need to get Greg Sankey on.
That would be great. He was at the OU game, I think, a few weeks ago when they played Texas.
Hey, the Bomb's right because Miami, they're in Florida. They fit right there.
Miami's a great one.
Going to go to that. Jay, let me ask you this:
how many years?
Does it ever go from 12 to 16 playoff?
I don't think so.
Well, because here's the problem. Here's the problem when you have two power conferences. Scheduling. Like, how are you strength of schedule and things? There's going to be some difficult things there.
Yeah. Mess says they have to fix their football stadium as a problem. FSU, Miami will end up in the SEC. Bomb says not when it's only SEC and Big Ten. So I think he's saying they won't go to 16.
Maybe not. Vanderbilt is, correct me if I'm wrong, it is Nashville, correct?
It's around the area. It's around the area. I don't remember how close it is.
Tyler used to build some houses right down the street from Vandy.
Oh, this is a great question. Let me go up to it. Question: would SEC basketball start poaching Big 12 programs for players? Hey, I think that here's what I'll say. I think the Big 12 in basketball ain't going anywhere. The Big 12 in basketball is going to be dominant for the next. They're not losing any of their good basketball teams. OU's not a great basketball school.
Texas is okay.
But they're going to have Kansas. They're going to have Houston. They're going to have Iowa State. They're going to have, they're still going to be really good in basketball.
And that's the only thing I would say and I'm going to say this, that's Porter Moser's saving grace. They might not get rid of Porter Moser knowing that he's going to the SEC and he might be able to do really, really well there.
Or maybe because they're having a good year and they were picked dead last in the Big 12. Maybe that's a good reason too.
Well, make the tourneys first, Jay.
Yeah, it's just always negative to Porter Moser. It's like,
Hub, I was watching the Dayton game earlier. Dayton is the 19th ranked. They're 21st ranked, but they're the 19th as far as attendance. They average 13,000. Dayton, Ohio. That tells you right there. A lot of these big-time schools, they're not even bringing in people. It's too much other sports.
And Arizona fans right. Sooner fans right. Arizona, another one. Big-time school. And listen, I would not be shocked if within the next 2 to 3 years that Gonzaga is added to the Big 12 in basketball. Would not be shocked at it. I think they've already been even
I'm not sure on that.
What?
I'm not sure on that.
Okay. I think it can easily happen, but
There hasn't been any positive. None. Zero. Zilch. A 2-road win streak would be very positive tomorrow. Do it, Moser and staff.
hey, and
Get
Hunter's
it done.
right. Hunter's right. Ask Kansas Jayhawks if there's money in basketball. Because they carried the football program for a long time.
But not for football bloods. That's what he's saying.
No, not at all. Not at all. I agree. Hey, and by the way, did you see the Billy Tubbs celebration is going to be February 17th, I think the date. They play Kansas at home. They need to fill that place up for Billy Tubbs.
For sure.
For Billy Tubbs. It's great.
Blake,
great idea.
Blake was in the World Championships indoor drumline. That's cool. I've been to DCI several times.
Wait, what band, what DCI were you with?
Did you also march DCI, Blake? Just curious. Big Blue Devil guy here.
We were in the grandest band in all the land, actually.
That is correct.
The pride of Broken Arrow, baby.
Those are the good old days. Someone says.
Those were the good old days.
And I agree. SEC basketball is weak. It's weak.
It's as good as they are in football. I think it's an okay basketball league. I think it's good, not great. I'll say that. Good, not great.
Yeah.
Colorado goes 6-6. Alan Woody says, and he's an unlimited member. Thanks, Alan. 6-6 is about right, I think.
Okay, Blake stopped after high school. So did we. We didn't march DCI, but hey, let me say one thing. I know there's several people that are showing up green that are Sooner Surge Unlimited members. I want to say thank you to you guys and gals, but a lot of you guys are not on the Discord server. You've got to join the Discord server. It's part of your perk, and we get a chat. There's great conversation on there. We banter. We talk other things. If you're a Sooner Surge Unlimited member, join the Discord. If you don't know how, send us an email, ousportsroundup@gmail.com.
Chuck, what do you mean by this? You know that some people are putting OSU before OU. Is that in rankings?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Chuck.
I think rankings.
Not enough green on the screen. That's right. I love Chu Kennedy, Jimmy. I love Skeeter Henry.
Yeah, and Baum's right. Doesn't make anywhere near the money. It's all. I mean,
Kermit Holmes loved him. Yeah.
What do you think,
Chuck? Equestrian events?
Hey, I got a question. What do you think brings in more money? And I don't know the answer to this, but how many home games does OU softball play?
I think OU softball brings in as much as basketball.
You think?
What are ticket? What's a ticket price at an OU? I know that OU basketball is giving away tickets to students.
Well, new stadium, the new OU softball stadium, which if you haven't seen the scoreboard, it looks legit. It's the state of Oklahoma. It's unbelievable. But it seats about 4,200. Now, they get about 8,000 to 10,000 at every basketball game, plus concessions.
It probably makes a little more basketball. But, Chuck, who is ranking OSU ahead of OU in football? Tell me.
Well,
now, I'm waiting.
There's a lot of people that have OSU ranked at like a 13 or 14, man. I've seen it. I think listen, I got OSU right now. I got them.
Well, they do have Bowman back and they do have Ollie Gordon back, but
I think OSU finishes 4th in the Big 12. I got Utah. I got Utah, Kansas State.
Does a 10-2 OSU get in?
If they win the Big 12, they're in. The Big 12 is getting one team. Sorry.
I agree.
I don't think they get two. I think the winner of the conference.
So why does a 10-2 runner-up of the Big 12 not get in, but a 10-2 Notre Dame who did not win a conference get in?
Because they're Notre Dame.
That's garbage. That's hogwash. They're independent.
Jeremy, listen. You can say it's garbage and hogwash all you want. OU's ridden that for a while with the name on their helmet. So stop. Every Blue.
Do not give me that OU has written the name on their helmet into the playoff.
Jeremy, the playoff and the BC, it was always pretty good to Oklahoma. So
the BCS was a computer ranking based on other things.
There were some times OU's defense was hogwash and they got in. So
The
I'm being
computer
honest.
is the one that did that in the BCS. I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
being honest on the playoff committee too. They've been good to OU because and it's not just I'm saying OU, I'm saying anybody with the name on their helmet and the logo, it matters. I don't know why you think it doesn't matter for Notre Dame.
It does matter,
It
but
does
it's
matter, so
hogwash.
they're going to get in.
It's hogwash.
Yeah, that's right, Bobby. I'm speaking the truth tonight. Jeremy's trying to hide behind this Notre Dame bias, and it's ridiculous.
I'm hiding by saying it's hogwash?
Jeremy, I just think you're kind of like, when people get in something and they don't know, like, you just can't see it. You can't see that.
No, I'm not blinded by Notre Dame, bud.
Yeah, I think it's silly to think that if they go 10-2, they're not going to get in the playoff.
They're not.
Silly. That's silly talk.
So if they lose at USC and home to Florida State, Jay, you're saying they're in?
Well, that means they would beat A&M and beat, who else was it?
Who freaking cares? It's A&M.
Who are they going up against, Jeremy? It matters.
Louisville. That's the only other game.
I would have to see the other 11 teams, Jeremy.
Navy.
No,
Arkansas Tech.
The other 11 teams that would be in the playoff. Who would they be up against, Jeremy?
It doesn't matter. If they lose
to Florida State. Logo matters. Blue bloods matter.
If they lose to Florida State and USC, they're not in. They wouldn't beat anyone.
I'm not going to talk about who they lose to, whatever. I don't care who they play. If they play Sisters of the Poor, whoever it is, if they're 10-2 with the Notre Dame logo on it, about a 90% chance they're getting in.
Not if they lose to Florida State and USC.
Doesn't matter.
I'm glad I could remind you, Monty. Wash those hogs so they're not some hogwash.
Hey.
A DR.
Hey.
A DR.
Purple. And Purple, you can say it too. Jeremy can say it. Infidel can say it. All y'all can say it. You can say they don't play many. I don't think it's going to matter in the end. If they go 10-2.
It mattered this year, Jason.
They were 9-3. They almost got in top 12, Jeremy.
Almost uncount. Hey, Mess, I tear up in Rudy every time, not just Jay.
Let me ask you this. Jeremy, and just listen to me for a second and don't interrupt me. Because I know for an absolute fact, because we talk all the time and we have for years. Every time Notre Dame, when OU was really good and trying to get the playoff, every time you're like, gosh, Notre Dame, they better lose. They're going to have to lose twice or they're going to get in. Because you were like, they're going to get in. It's Notre Dame. So now
that's what I've been saying. They have to lose twice. They're in with one loss. I've been saying that. Thank you.
No, that was with 14 playoff, Jeremy.
And
I'm saying you always had this in your head, like, yeah, they're going to have to lose because they're Notre Dame. And now all of a sudden you're changing that tune. I don't get it. Hey, Bagman, I'll tell you who I would take.
A 9-3 SEC.
Bagman, it's not about who I would take. Listen, it's not about who I would take. It's about who they're going to take. They're going to take Notre Dame. I mean,
Jason, the schedule is abysmal.
It's not abysmal.
There's 3 teams on it.
Jeremy, you say it's abysmal, yet this year you were going to say if OU loses to Kansas, they should still make the playoffs. So stop.
If it was their one loss, they would have been in the playoff. Why did OU not make it this year?
The Big 12 was weak. The Big 12 was one of the weakest. OU scheduled this last year was one of the weakest schedules I've ever seen in an Oklahoma football team.
Jason, did OU have 2 losses?
Was it not?
Did OU have 2 losses?
Was it not?
Did OU have 2 losses?
Yes.
Did they make it?
No. They didn't have playoff this year. They only had 4.
Would they have made a 12-team playoff? No. With 2 losses, they wouldn't have.
Hey, trivia.
Goodness gracious.
Trivia. You got Notre Dame trivia while you're at it? Gosh.
Yes. Who was the coach for Notre Dame when Rudy played? Go.
Oh, come on. You have the worst trivia questions. And Chuck's
don't
right.
Ask for my trivia, dude.
And Chuck's right. Notre Dame will get favor over a team with the same record. And they'll definitely get favored over a team with 9-3 record. Golly.
Now, let's give both of them a point. Let's give Dan Devine a point for CS Land and Air Parsesian. Let's give them both a point. for February. Congrats to the January winner, which was Dalpo, wasn't it?
Jay Jones was January.
Sorry, why did I say Dalpo? Jay Jones was January. Yeah.
I think Dalpo's got trivia right yesterday, is what you remember.
That's what it was. Dalpo's got the first day right.
Which Hobbit was Rudy? That's a great one.
Sam Wyske.
What? Yeah. What's his real name? You know?
Sean Astin.
Yeah. Hey, the bomb. Notre Dame equals money for TV ratings. Yep. Thank you, the bomb. I love it when the bomb's on here. He usually agrees with me.
Jay, you always have to say who agrees with you because
you did earlier when Mess said something. You're like, Mess, appreciate it.
I don't go out of my way.
What's better? Let me ask you this. This is a serious thing here.
I tell you who's not the hero is Frodo Baggins. I can't stand him in the movie.
Hey, what is better? This is going to really change my opinion on
Frodo Baggins was overrated.
Hey, this is going to change my opinion on a lot of people on this
because his name's Frodo. They give him everything.
Well, if I could ever say it, because Jeremy doesn't stop talking. But what is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, by far.
Harry Potter, by far.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
It's not even close, dude.
Okay. Lord of the Flies is better than both of them.
What is?
Lord of the Flies.
Oh, golly. Are you serious?
I was just kidding. But Lord of the Rings is the better trilogy.
Well, Potter wasn't a trilogy. A lot more than 3.
Yeah. Well, look, I hate to talk so much about Notre Dame, but...
Oh, Sooner fan, come on.
Hey, this chat will be continued in the Discord, I promise you. But you got to get on the Discord to continue the chat. I love the music in Lord of the Rings, but yeah, Notre Dame, we'll see what happens. But interesting takes tonight by everyone is about what their too early playoff prediction might look like. Couple reminders, make sure you go to the Fan Stop, get your 3 months, 10% off by using code SURGE if you haven't. Chuck says someone can actually do a research paper on you guys.
In what way, Chuck? Give me a...
I'm not all over the internet, I promise you that. You're not going to find me on EBSCO anywhere.
What's EBSCO?
A research database, Jay. You wouldn't know. You probably use Google and Bing.com.
Hey,
Jay uses Wikipedia for research.
Hey, look at this comment as we're getting ready to end tonight. Mess says, NBC pays Notre Dame football $22 million a year, but they won't make the playoff at 10-2. That's hilarious. Wow.
They wouldn't, Jay.
Wow. So much money involved.
Thank you, Greg God. Thank you. I'll do what Jay does. Thank you, Greg God. Thank you. Hey, appreciate everyone being on here. We'll be on here again tomorrow night, hopefully covering a Sooner basketball team win, 3:00 tip against UCF. Women back in you also got Sooner Surge, not Sooner Surge. We got Sooner softball, February 8th. It's about 5 days from now.
Yeah, 5 days away. We're going to have we got preseason awards that we're putting out, starting videos tomorrow.
A lot of preseason videos for OU softball too, yeah.
Yeah, and then Lincoln Cure in town this weekend. So hopefully it's a good visit. Everything goes good.
And I agree with Alan. If Cure commits to OU, Roberts to the Buckeyes. That's what I would say as well.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys. And hey, as always, please subscribe to the Fan Stop. Join that. Be a member. Get your monthly shirt. Use code SURGE. Appreciate you all. And have a great weekend tomorrow. Enjoy the rain. It's going to rain all day. So
9:30 tomorrow night. See y'all.
Tomorrow night.